Good morning, diamond painting lovers. This is Lazy Retired Granny. Today's date is Thursday, March 16th, 2023, and I am continuing on with these coasters, and I've done 5 in total. So this is my 6th one that I'm going to be starting. I'm getting better at these. It's going a little bit faster for me. So now that I've learned kind of the pattern of these, yeah, it's going a little bit easier for me. So now I'm enjoying them more than that first one. Boy, I struggled on that first one. So I want to welcome in everyone and all the new subscribers. Wow. Unbelievable. And I so enjoy the comments and responding to them. Just makes my day a little bit happier. Hopefully I'm going to be able to keep this in the... I'm going to try to keep this in the frame. I moved my camera so that hopefully you can see it a little bit better than the last one I did. So we'll start this off, as is my new habit, of a random question picker. So let me see what the question is. What is the last book you read? Well, I am reading on my Kindle right now, and it's a series by, hold on one second here, by Steve Higgs. And there's 15 books in this series, and I'm on 3. All right, is that, trying to get this, well, that's about as good as it's going to get, I think. But it's a cozy mystery is what it is, and it's about a retired cop, and his wife died about a year ago. And what he found out is that, you know, he depended on his wife quite a bit for cooking, and he doesn't know how to cook. I guess I should say the name of the book. Albert Smith's Culinary Capers is the series name. So anyway, he's traveling to different places, and it takes place, I believe, like over, I think like, what do I want to say? England, that area. And he goes to different cities, and his focus is he attends a class on how to make different foods, but he gets involved in murder cases. And he's like, I don't know, 70, 80 years old, late 70s, 80s. And he also has a German Shepherd dog. And it's hilarious because the dog, you get the dialogue of the dog, and the dog always solves the case or the clues way before Albert does. It's just, oh, that dog, he just makes me laugh. And I just think, that reminds me of Ellie. She's probably trying to tell me something, and I have no idea. You know, if only dogs could talk. So I'm enjoying it. I don't usually read during the day. I read at night before I go to bed. So sometimes I don't read a whole lot. I fall asleep. There's other times I really get in the mood to read, and so I read more. I need to reposition myself here. This is difficult. Yeah, so yeah, I'm enjoying that. I'm trying to move this around so that you can see. Someone commented that they had never seen anybody diamond paint one of these coasters, and they were kind of curious, you know, what this was about. If I had it laying flat, it probably wouldn't be as difficult. And I think what I'm going to have to do is just bring this down like that. Then I don't have to hold it up. I am really hoping to finish this today. All these coasters, and so I can move on to regular diamond paintings. This idea, I think, would be great for a gift for someone. And it just kind of opens up a new idea that for gifts, that there's a lot of different diamond painting ideas out there that you could diamond paint for gifts. I know, you know, there's purses and decorations. So I might look into that, and I might do some diamond paintings for gifts. I'm having to move this because the camera's in the way so that I can see. Now, someone I was watching on YouTube says that on these types of drills, you shouldn't use your pen. You should use tweezers. Have anybody else heard that? And I guess it's so the glue doesn't go on these drills that are sparkly. But I don't know, I'm not pressing real hard on them. So yeah. They seem to be fine. This glue on here, or adhesive, is a little bit different than I'm used to. I can't move the drills around, slide them, like I can on some of the diamond paintings that I do. It might be because of this acrylic backing. So the other day when I took my grandkids to school, I got a bunch of drills back here that have kind of flipped out of the holder. There we go. I was noticing what the kids were wearing to school, and wow, some of them look like they're still in their pajamas. And all the different colored hair they have, and you know, the boys have long hair, braids, and ponytails and whatnot. And I thought, boy, that sure is different than when I was in school. And now I graduated in 71 from high school. And at the time, we always had to wear dresses to school. And I believe it was maybe when I was a junior in high school, they allowed you to wear pantsuits. Remember pantsuits? And boys, though, had to have their hair cut. Your hair could not be, you know, down on your collars. You were sent home. You were sent to the barber shop. Yeah, when I was in grade school, you know, dresses every day. Then when I was in junior high, oh my gosh, I'll never forget. Granny dresses came in. Oh, there's a one I missed. And, you know, the high-waisted granny dresses? Anybody else wear those in junior high or, you know, in school? Yeah, that was a big fashion thing. And then at my school, the other fashion thing was you wore knee socks, but you would wear nylons underneath your knee socks so that your legs looked darker. Cinnamon colored nylons. And they were just coming out with pantyhose. Yeah, I can still remember my first pair of pantyhose, and they were expensive. But yeah, I wore my pantyhose and knee socks. Oh my gosh. How funny. And then your skirts could only be like an inch, or your dresses, above your knee, or you were sent home. What else? I remember in 6th grade, every girl had a troll doll. You know, those little ones? In fact, I have troll dolls, a few, that I've been collecting. I'll show you one. I think this one... This isn't the kind we had in high school because they didn't have that belly button thing in it. But what you did, you had your troll doll, and then you had a cigar box or a shoe box, and in there you kept all your accessories, so all your clothes and comb and a little bed in there for your troll. And we were able to have that on our desk, but we couldn't play with it during, you know, when we were in school. We had to wait for recess or lunchtime. And then everybody sat around and played with their troll dolls. Oh, how funny. And the troll dolls had, you know, different colored hair, and, you know, and some people had a whole collection of different trolls and all their clothes. And I do believe you had to make the clothes yourself at the time. I just don't remember if you could buy troll clothes at the store. Yeah, I go to the thrift stores and look for these old troll dolls. They're really hard to find. But I have found some. I think I've got about 5 that I found. They're not the original, you know, the older ones, but from the 60's. And I remember here, as soon as you turned 11, you could go out to the berry fields or the bean fields and work. And as soon as I turned 11, and it was berry season, I went out to the berry fields and picked berries. And the berry bus would pick you up and take you out to the field. And then that was money that went towards school supplies and clothes and that type of thing. And then berry season was over, and then you had about a couple weeks maybe off, and it was bean season, so you'd go out and pick beans. I preferred beans over berries. Beans weren't as messy as berries. And if you brought your little boom box, which were little then, they weren't, you know, the big ones that they made later on, you were popular because you got to control the music. Of course, back then we only really had an AM station here. I don't remember us being able to have FM. I don't even know if they had FM back then. Yeah, so you'd blast your music across the bean and berry fields. Yeah, so I did that during the summer, and then I babysat some of the neighborhood kids. And we got 25 cents an hour for babysitting. Then when I was turned 15, at the time you could work in a restaurant. So I went to work for Kentucky Fried Chicken. That was my first real job. I loved that. I worked. Girls were not allowed to make the chicken. That was the boys' job. But we filled the orders, and then the head girl, she got to run the cash register. And I became head girl. So I got to wear a uniform. It was a red and white uniform. Oh yeah. And my little cap. Oh my goodness gracious. I worked there for a year and a half because as soon as I turned 16, I could go work in the cannery. So I did that. Of course, that was a lot better money. At Kentucky Fried Chicken, I think I started out at 50 cents an hour. And when I became head girl, then I made $1.25 an hour. Yeah. So I worked there full-time during the summer, and then when school started, I worked after school and weekends. So I worked at the canneries until I was graduated. I'm looking for twos. I know there's some. Graduated from high school, and then I took my civil service test to work for the state and got hired to work for the state. Worked in the mailroom, and then got promoted and was a secretary. I did not like that job at all. I liked the mailroom job. That was fun. But yeah, you couldn't, I think they did allow, you could wear pantsuits, but no jeans, that type of thing. Oh, and I remember there was a bell that rang at 8 o'clock, and you better be at your desk at 8 o'clock to start work. And then a bell rang at noon, and everybody went to lunch. And a bell rang at 1 o'clock, and you better be back from lunch and at your desk. And at 5 o'clock, a bell rang, and then you went home. And you had to sit at your desk until 5 o'clock when that bell rang. You could not leave a second earlier. And every Friday, everybody had to clean their workstation. So about 4:45, everybody stopped what they were doing and cleaned their workstation up. Oh, how times have changed. Yeah, now everybody has flex schedules and things are open. You know, that used to be everything was closed on Sunday, and our downtown department stores closed like at 8 o'clock, and grocery stores, same thing. You know, you better get to that grocery store before 8 o'clock or you were out of luck, and closed every holiday. And the only thing open, 7-Eleven, Piggly Wiggly, where you had to pay top dollar for stuff. But what memories do you guys have of the old days? Okay, well, my half an hour is just about up. So I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to continue working on this. So I will talk with you later.